Today we have another exciting webinar and we will talk about Salsphere technology to the most common issue, dry skin, the most common issue. I'm not even going into severe dry like atopic dermatitis or something of this nature. So what is our strategy and solution toward dry skin? One of the technologies for dry skin, it's called Aqua Skin. What is Aqua Skin? Again, you see how we translate the principles I mentioned before into the practical product. The core is lipid. Some of the lipids are very useful because they can retain the water on the skin. Inside the core, we encapsulate several ingredients, which I will tell you in a minute. And outside, we have the shell layer, remember? So the particle is 0.1 to zero point 0.3 in micron. The shell is very hydrating ingredients. These ingredients, like algae, we cannot put inside because the core is lipid. We cannot incorporate hydrophilic into lipids, which is hydrophobic. So the outside shell is polysaccharides from algae, and you can see the visualization that it's holding the water. The inside, the core, contain the lipid and the humectants. So it's not just the humectants such as glycerin that we can extend the release. We can also add other ingredients such as caffeine. And why do we add all these ingredients, caffeine and urea? Here is the reason. First of all, we use seaweed. This is the shell, polysaccharides. It's also, since it's an extract of algae, it also contains some of the vitamin, minerals, amino acids, and antioxidant. So this is what we have on the outside. All these ingredients are either water binding or they have the function as part of the natural moisturizing factors, NMF. So this is on the outside. The inside is based on two active, urea. Urea is very effective humectant that moisturize and smooth the skin. It has a role in building up and repairing the barrier functions, so holding, maintaining, retaining the water. And it's also enhancing the synthesis, the natural synthesis of ceramide. And ceramides are those fats between the cells, which I mentioned there are one of the ingredients that enable the penetration of Salsphere to the deeper layer, the ceramides. So urea is enhancing the natural repair and synthesis of ceramides. The other one is caffeine. So you may ask what the heck caffeine is doing here. Caffeine has a very interesting role as an ingredient that can trigger the aquaporin mechanism, and I will explain it in more details. Aquaporin is all about channels of water that support the transport of water from the deeper layer of the skin toward the surface. And of course, the matrix is made of lipid waxes that build and repair the barrier properties. So let's look at this again, but in a different point of view. Salsphere Aqua Skin, we have the seaweed, the polysaccharide, humectant, give immediate effect. The second material is the aquaporin. So what you see here, you see the membrane, and some of the channels are with the membrane, some of the channels are between membrane. It means members of different cells. But you see, this is the channel, and there is an area that is able to accept caffeine. And what caffeine is doing is opening the channel, transporting water from inside toward the outside of the skin. And of course, the lipids that build up the ceramides, you see here the ceramide layer. So this is what Aqua Skin is doing. So what you see here is a lipid. You see here accumulation of several ingredients, actives that contribute to moisturization by different mechanism. The lipids that form a film to retain the water, ingredients to build up the barrier, and other ingredients to provide water, either algae that provide water from the outside, holding the water, interfacing the atmosphere, and on the other hand, caffeine that enhance the penetration from inside to out. You see how smartly it is designed. Now, here is an illustration of how does it work. So you definitely can see that the skin in this image is broken, very dry. And what's happening when we add the lotion containing Salsphere Aqua Skin? So we change the magnification. So of course we take it out of proportion so you can see the effect. So you see definitely how the shell containing the algae extract with other ingredients, and this is holding the water. Immediately you feel when you apply it, you feel the moisture effect, the skin becomes smooth and so forth. So this is the immediate effect upon applying Salsphere Aqua Skin, holding the water. Then a few minutes later, the particle itself are able to penetrate into the deeper layers of the skin. This takes a few minutes, and you see the algae will stay on the surface as the particle goes down. These are the channels and channels of water. And you see what's happening in a second. You will see what's happening when the caffeine approach the channels. The channels will start gradually to open up, allowing more of the water transport. This is aquaporin mechanism. Aquaporin got a Nobel Prize several years ago, and we found a very nice application for aquaporin through caffeine. And this is the principle of this product, Salsphere Aqua Skin. Now, let's move on and understand a little bit, does it really work as I just said it? So we test. Testing is the ultimate way. Everything that we do, we test. So in this presentation, you see I talk about the science, I go into more data, and eventually I show you even how to use it in the formula. So we test, we can measure transepidermal water loss on A, and in B, we can measure coniometer. Here is the data on panelists, 4 to 6 hours, coniometer data. You see, this is the intensity over time, and we use 3 different groups. One, just the base. Then one base had 2.5% aqua skin and 5% aqua skin. You see the difference between 2 and 5 is not so significant, but definitely the presence of aqua skin is significant compared to the base. In the early time, you don't see a difference, but if you wait a little bit, like 6 hours, you definitely see a major effect with the peak at 4 hours. Salsphere enhance the hydration level as measured by the coniometer. You can use anywhere between 2.5 to 5%. Okay, this is one piece of data on panels. So this is real numbers. This is not like just in vitro, but almost clinical. So this is now we're looking at skin moisture increase, the relative increase after 6 hours and after 24 hours. Again, we have the lotion only, 2.5% and 5%. After 6 hours, you definitely can see the benchmark is low. 2.5 is 30%, but you use 5, you get a much intense release, a much intense performance. Before that, I showed you there is no much difference, but here you can see definitely a difference, significant one. And after 24 hours, it's even more obvious that the 5% is giving a much better results. So in this case, we definitely would recommend to use 5%. Aesthetic, how the feel of how people feel it. It's another parameter, and we use a scale of 1 to 5 over time. And you see the lotion by itself, it's about 3, and it goes down over time because people just don't feel the benefit of this. You use Aqua Skin at 5%. You see that it feels richer, smoother, and it feels great basically on the skin, and it stays very much constant for 6 hours. Again, this is about the feel on the skin. Now, formulation. So, you know that all our formulas are paraben free. We don't use sulfate, cruelty free. We test it on human, and they use for dry skin, and of course, ideal for normal skin. What is the formula? The formula that I would like to show you now is a facial wash. How to get moisturization from a facial wash. The major benefit is when people have blemish and acne. So, in order to treat and also moisturize the skin, moisturize, not just hydrate, we use a combination of two technologies. One of them is Aqua Skin, the other one is Even Skin. Even Skin is a delivery of salicylic acid, and Aqua Skin I just show you now. So this is the basic formula. There is nothing unique in the formula. It's about 56% water. Xanthan is the thickener. Betaine is the foaming effect. You see we're using a natural preservative at 1.5%. Two technologies, Aqua Skin, we're using it at 3%, and Even Skin at 3.33, which is about a cosmetic level of salicylic acid. So it's a small dose and it's enough for regular anti-blemish. Here is the formula.
The first ingredients that we will be adding to our water phase are xanthan gum and glycerin. We will be pre-mixing them so that the glycerin can wet the xanthan gum so that it is more easily soluble within the water. The xanthan gum will act as a water phase thickener. Now that the xanthan gum is fully dispersed within the glycerin, it will be added to the water phase. The propeller speed will most likely need to be increased as this will thicken the water considerably. The next ingredient that we will be adding is aloe vera gel liquid. This will act as a moisturizer within the wash and has skin healing and soothing properties. The next ingredient that we will be adding is witch hazel extract. This will act as a skin conditioning agent that will help cleanse the skin and leave it feeling smooth. Now we will add cocamidopropyl betaine. This is our foaming surfactant, and we are using a considerable amount of it because it is the only surfactant that we are using within this formula. Now we will add the natural Ultra 3. This is our preservative and will help keep bacteria from growing within the water phase. Now we will add the first of our two technologies, Salsphere Aqua Skin. Salsphere Aqua Skin is an encapsulation of urea, caffeine, and seaweed to help protect the skin's hydration and activate the water flow system for cells. Now, the second of our two technologies, Salsphere Even Skin, will be added. This is an encapsulation of salicylic acid plus enzymes for exfoliation. What's great about this is that there are no negative side effects normally associated with salicylic acid due to the extended release. The mechanism of release is based on adhesion of the sub-micron sphere to lipid domains on the skin, where they slowly release the actives. And finally, a small amount of fragrance will be added. We chose grapefruit oil here. This is really up to you. And once this has been allowed to mix until homogeneous, this wash is complete. This is our Salsphere Aqua Skin and Even Skin wash. It's not super thick like many hand washes normally are, but that is because we don't have any stabilizing surfactant. We just have a primary foaming surfactant in there. This is what our Salsphere Aqua Skin and Even Skin wash looks like when it is applied. A normal amount of wash is used, and then a nice lather is created within the hands by rubbing. In these days and times, you cannot scrub too thoroughly, so make sure to cover your entire hands and wrists, and then wash with water. This should come off very easily.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you learn from this example, but practically you can use this technology, both of this technology, but definitely Aqua Skin into any wash or lotion that you would like to. Just add it at the end at room temperature. To summarize our short webinar, why it's short? Because time is over. I can talk to you more after that, but to summarize, what did we learn so far? Number one, you understand that SalSphere is effective and advanced technology that is available for you, and you can use it in a very easy way. What does it mean, very easy way? You can get the product online and order them online, and you get them by mail, and you can immediately move ahead and use them in order to solve any type of product. SalSphere is a technology, but SalSphere with an active is a product. And you can see there are over 30 different products, and I introduce you in a minute a few. The major role of SalSphere, or the result why we did it, is in order to overcome technical aspect, but also it's a very it's a very good talking point when we introduce the finished product and you want to say why this product is unique. So consider this as well in your design. SalSphere is all natural. We use natural ingredients, sustainable sources, and all our processes to manufacture SalSphere water-based. And of course, they are all environmentally safe. If you don't know, we are using solar energy and control the water as well. So this is, I would say, about to summarize the general aspect of SalSphere. Um, I would like to bring you up to date to tell you what you can do now with SalSphere. So if you have an issue, you want to enhance moisturization, please look at SalSphere Moisture Key and SalSphere Aqua Skin. These are the two technologies selling the most for that specific issue. Number two, if you want to enhance exfoliation of the skin, then the best way to do exfoliation, first of all, is used to rejuvenate the skin. It's also used when you have acne and blemish. The best technology is Salsphere Even Skin. If you have a more severe issue, then you can go with Salsphere Severe Acne Relief. Both are relating to salicylic acid. BPO, benzoyl peroxide. This is when you have acne. Salsphere Even Skin is a more gentle exfoliation to smooth the skin. It is recommended for consumer with older age maybe or sensitive skin. Salsphere Clear Skin is a technology that combines alpha and beta hydroxy acid. The third aspect is toning of the skin. The best technology that we have right now in the Salsphere family is Salsphere Light. This is a technology to brighten the skin, to reduce spots, sunspot, edge spot, and so on. Number four is anti-aging. Anti-aging, we have different solutions for anti-aging because there is no clear definition, single one definition. Anti-aging is toning, firming, wrinkles, color, and so on. So we have Salsphere resveratrol, which is a very potent polyphenol from grapes. Then we have Salsphere natural anti-aging. Again, it's a natural composition with two different sources. I don't know why it's running away. Salsphere Anti-Aging Lift, a technology that relates to Botox and also delivery of peptides. And this Salsphere Anti-Aging Lift gives an immediate effect that you can feel when you apply it. Salsphere Skin Repair is a technology to repair damaged skin, such as atopic dermatitis, and it's part of the repairing regimen. When you look at hair, in hair we have a lot of technologies. For example, Salsphere Style Protector. This is protecting from freezing, freeze like changing the style, right? Salsphere Natural Hair Growth Promoter. This is a technology to regrow and strengthen the hair. Salsphere Hair Stimulator, as is, stimulates the hair growth and strengthening the hair. Salsphere Hair Rejuvenator is a technology to add some cosmetic benefits so the hair looks rejuvenated compared to dry hair or processed hair or exposed to a lot of chemicals. Salsphere Color Guard is a technology to retain the color when you dye the hair and you want the hair to stay longer. In other words, you want to prevent it from being washed off after your shampoo. This is the way to use. Style Protector is another technology which I mentioned at the beginning. It's an anti-freeze technology. So this is what we have so far for you in the Salsil family, which is a really remarkable engineering of design with products that are simple, cost effective, and environmental safe and material. I bring you back to our regular service, which is based on our website, on which you can get all the samples I mentioned to you free of charge. You can review this webinar in about 72 hours, and you can get all the information that you would like to get, and regulatory wise, price, and so on. Everything you can get online or from the local distributor. If you want to talk with us a little bit in a more private basis, we welcome this. And you can go to salvona.com contact. You can arrange this meeting, and you can also arrange it through the local distributor. They know how to reach us and to find a time that works for all parties. So this is about this webinar, and I would like to invite you for continuation of this a completely different example of Salsphere next week. We'll talk mostly about technologies that are rejuvenating, exfoliating, and smoothing the skin, like Salsphere Even Skin. This is a useful technology. We see a lot of product with this now. This is kind of a product that become more popular recently. It's a technology to reduce blemishes, color toning, rejuvenate the skin, enhance makeup retention. So there are multiple aspects to use this technology in a daily product. Again, I would like to thank you for your collaboration. Here is my contact information. Please follow me on LinkedIn, YouTube, Google, Facebook, and Telegram. I'm there every 2 hours, about every 2 hours, day and night. And I invite you to respond. Like if you like it, let me know that you like a message so I know what other messages of the same kind you would like to see. And now I open for conversation. If you have any question or comments, please use the chat box and I will be happy to address anything that you have in mind. Please use the chat box. Yes, I'm looking for any questions or comments. And I hope you fully understood the value of Salsphere, the uniqueness, the unique position that we have with this. So you will be able to explain it to other people, either within your organization or if you are a salesperson to a prospect and get feedback. People ask me like, what is the color of Salsphere? The typical color of Salsphere is white. However, there are many Salspheres that have no color or very little color, like Salsphere Even Skin is yellowish, a little bit yellow, gold color, let's say, but the color then depends on what is the active. Most of the Salspheres are liquid. It is a suspension. Okay, now, in many times, we are loading the active ingredients to the maximum we can get in order to reduce the cost for you and for the consumers. And that could increase the viscosity slightly. Therefore, the formulator needs to know they need just to mix it. Anyway, they're going to dilute it in water and get the expected results. So viscosity may change over time, especially in cases that the loading is extremely high. So this is about the color and typical observation about viscosity changes. Is there any other, okay, another question is what is the package size? Well, Salsphere is coming, you can buy a kilo on the web, not a problem on the online. But if you want a better price, then it goes by 15 kilo units. So 15 kilos up to 100, then it moves into a drum. 15 kilos is a standard unit. So you cannot really order 16 kilos. You have to go to 30 kilos. Uh, I'm sure you understand that. So this is the MOQ and the packaging size. Of course, if you order over 3 tons, then we have a different way to package it. But with the small beginners, this is the size that we would start. Can we customize? Yes, we can customize, and we do a lot of customization. How to customize? It's very simple. You go into service on the website. There is a special a page. You fill up, tell us just what you want. We want you to fill the form because we need to read it. And we ask you the questions that we need to know in order to find out what would be the best solution. And then we can send you, there are two options. Either we give you a proposal, in other words, you have to pay for the development, or you have a commitment for volume. If you're talking about a volume of 500 kilos and higher, we may absorb the cost of developing. Again, it depends what is that you want to do and what is that we can do. So, fill up the form and organize a meeting. 48 hours later, we can talk after we analyze the request. So go ahead, do that. This is the best way, by the way, for formulator to get a position on the market, an exclusive position. Yes, it costs money to make it, but this is the only way to get a position. Marketing and technical. Now, I want to say something else about this. The benefit of using it in a private way, we see it from other customers that did it, that they combine the ingredients and get a new inky. In other words, they really get a position. They have their own inky. Instead of putting 5 or 10 ingredients on the inky list, they can reduce it to 1 or 2 and a combination of names that makes their product really unique. Think about this. Yes, it costs a few $100s, but it's worth it for the long term. So consider this as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with me for the last hour. It was my pleasure. And if you have any more questions,